From 1 to 12, choose the correct answer. Question 1. If f of x equals x over x minus 2, then f triple dash of 3 equals negative 36, negative 12, 6, or 4. Solution. F dash of x equals the denominator multiply the derivative of numerator minus the numerator multiply derivative of denominator. All of this over denominator power 2. So we write the denominator, which equal x minus 2, and the derivative of numerator, derivative of x, equals 1, minus the numerator, which equal x, multiply the derivative of denominator. Derivative of x minus 2 equals 1. Derivative of x equals 1. And the derivative of negative 2 is 0 over x minus 2 all square. And we simplify the numerator to be x minus 2 minus x. X minus 2 minus x. As x minus 2 multiply 1 equals x minus 2. And the negative x multiply 1 equals the negative x all over x minus 2 all square. X minus x equals 0. And we have negative 2 in the numerator over x minus 2 all square. This is the first derivative. Now we write it in a new form, which equal negative 2 multiply x minus 2 all power negative 2. X minus 2 in the denominator, power 2. To be in the numerator, we change the sign of the power. Positive 2 will be negative 2. And we make the second derivative, f double dash of x. So negative 2 multiply negative 2 equals 4. X minus 2 all power negative 3. It is the second derivative. And the third derivative will be negative 3 by 4 equals negative 12. Multiply x minus 1, x minus 2 power negative 3 minus 1. Negative 3 minus 1, which equal negative 4. And this is f triple dash. But the required is to find f triple dash of 3. We substitute x equals 3. So f triple dash of 3 equals negative 12 multiply 3 minus 2 all power negative 4. We calculate it to be negative 12. And the answer will be number 2. If f of x equals ln x squared plus 1 all power 2 plus e power sine x, find f dash of 0. F dash of 0 equals one of these 4 answers. So first we will make the first derivative of f of x. Solution. We have f of x equals ln x squared plus 1 all power 2 plus e power sine x. We rewrite using properties of logarithm. Ln x squared plus 1 power 2, it will be 2 ln x squared plus 1 as follow. So f of x equals 2 ln x squared plus 1 plus e power sine x. And now we make the first derivative. So f dash of x equals 2. What is the derivative of ln x squared plus 1? It is 1 over x squared plus 1 multiply the derivative of x squared plus 1. The derivative of x squared is 2x. Derivative of 1 is 0. We will not write it. What is the derivative of e power sine x. It is e power sine x itself multiplies the derivative of the power. Derivative of sine x positive cosine x. And we simplify this form to be 2 multiply 1 multiply 2x equals 4x over x squared plus 1 plus cosine x is multiply e sine x. Cosine x multiply e sine x. And the required here to find f dash of 0. So you substitute x equals 0, then f dash of 0 equals 4 multiply 0 over 0 power 2 plus 1 multiply cosine 0 plus cosine 0 e power sine 0. You just substitute x equals 0. So this fraction will be 0. 4 multiply 0 is 0. 0 divide 1 equals 0. And here cosine 0 equals 1. And sine 0 equals 0. So the result will be 0 multiply 1 multiply. So the result will be 0 plus 1 multiply 1, as cosine 0 equals 1 and e power 0 also equals 1. So the result equals 1. 1 multiply 1 equals 1. 3. If f of x equals x power x, then find f dash of 1. Solution. We have y equals x power x. To make the first derivative, to find y dash, to find f dash, we take the logarithm to both sides. We take logarithms, natural logarithms to both sides. So we have ln of y equals x ln x. Ln x power x equals x ln x. Again, ln x power x equals x ln x. And we make the first derivative. What is the derivative of ln y? Equals 1 over y multiply the derivative of y with respect to x to be y dash. And here we have two functions, x multiply ln x. So to make the first derivative, it is equal the derivative of x equals 1 multiply ln of x plus x multiply the derivative of the second function. Derivative of ln of x equals 1 over x. And here we can write it in a new form. 1 multiply y dash equals y dash over y. 1 multiply y dash over y equals y dash over y. 1 multiply ln x equals ln x. X multiply 1 over x equals 1. And y dash multiplying both sides by y. So y dash equals y ln x plus y. Again, to find y dash, we're multiplying both sides by y, by the denominator. So it will be y dash equals y multiply ln x equals y ln x. Y multiply 1 equals y. But don't forget that y equals x power x. So we substitute it. Then y dash equals x power x ln x plus x power x. And this is the solution. To find y dash 1, we substitute every x by 1. So we have 1 power 1 multiply ln 1 plus 1 power 1, but ln 1 equals 0, so we write 1 multiply 0 plus 1, which equal 1. Question 4. A body moves on the curve y square equals x power 3. If dx dt equals half unit per second, when y equals negative 1, then dy dt at this moment equals something here. Here is a space, we wanted to complete it. So, solution, we make the first derivative with respect to t, so the derivative of y squared will be 2y dy dt, and we write it. The derivative of x power 3 with respect to t is the time, it will be 3x squared dx dt, and we write it. Now we substitute y equals negative 1 and the x equals 1. So we have 2 multiply negative 1 dy dt equals 3 1 power 2. We write it. Multiply dx dt, which equal half from the unit. And we calculate dy dt, it will be negative 3 over 4. Question 5. The slope of the tangent to the curve y equals ln 2 minus root 2 cosine x at x equals pi over 4, one of this choice. We know the slope equals the first derivative to the equation of the curve. The equation of the curve here is y equals ln 2 minus root 2 cosine x. So the slope equals y dash when x equals pi over 4. So to find the first derivative of the function ln 2 minus root 2 cosine x equals 1 over 2 minus root 2 cosine x, multiply this function itself as follows. So y dash equals 1 over 2 minus root 2 cosine x, multiply the derivative of 2 is 0, multiply of negative root cosine x equals root sine x, because the derivative of cosine x equals negative sine x, and the negative multiply negative equals positive. So the denominator will be root 2 sine x, and the denominator will be 2 minus root 2 cosine x. This is y dash. Now we substitute x equals pi over 4. So instead of x we write pi over 4. Instead of x we write pi over 4. And we know that a pi over 4 equals 45 degrees in the degree measure. In the degree measure, we substitute pi over 4 equals 45. So y dash equals root 2 sine 45 over 2 minus root 2 cosine 45. After you calculate it, you will get y dash equals 1. So the answer is number 1.